This single scene is, in my opinion, one of the most impactful depictions of Vergil's temperament, showing us the foundation behind his identity, his values, and so much more. And this scene becomes impactful the more you understand the nuances behind it. And in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to explore.
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
Now, Vergil is a character riddled with trauma, especially early on in the beginnings of the series. Given Vergil's tragic origin story that most of us know at this point, but for the sake of content, I'm going to go ahead and explain it for those of you that may not be fully aware. Maybe some of you guys that are new from the anime, or that are new to the series. Now, Vergil's origin story entails his family home in Redgrave City being attacked, resulting in the loss of his mother, and he's left to presume the loss of his younger twin brother Dante. Vergil's mother, Eva, dies in the process of looking for Vergil, which I'm going to explore here in this video, has a profound impact on him psychologically. Most of us that are really close to the series already know this, but it's important to kind of lay the groundwork for this because it's going to build up to why this scene is so impactful, right? Now, Vergil at the ripe age of 8 years old is later attacked outside by the same legion of demons, likely sent by Mundus, as an act of revenge against Vergil's father, Sparda, because of his betrayal. Due to Vergil's demonic heritage to the legendary Dark Knight Sparda, his dormant power is awakened, enabling Vergil to slay all the enemies in his wake, single-handedly. As an 8-year-old. It's crazy work, man. Now, after discovering the death of his mother, along with the absence of his twin brother that he assumes to be dead, Vergil snaps. On that very day, Vergil became a man possessed with only one directive in mind: attain more power. This need for power stems from two primary fears, one of which is not being strong enough to defend himself, and his fear of not being strong enough to defend his loved ones.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. Might controls everything, and without strength, you cannot protect anything, let alone yourself.
Vergil, to a degree, blames himself for the loss of his mother, so he rationalizes that if he was stronger, looking to his father as an example, he would never find himself in that vulnerable position again. I also find it very interesting that despite his father's unexplained absence in the events of Redgrave, he nonetheless grants his father the benefit of the doubt, and reveres him for both his strength and his legacy. I think both his experience with his father and also his history is why he doesn't resent his father. He likely deduces that it would be uncharacteristic for a dedicated family man who sealed off a majority of his own power, valuing humanity and family more than his own strength. Doesn't strike him as the type of person that would run out on his family without a word. It just doesn't add up. Myself and others deduce that Vergil likely rationalizes his father's disappearance as an attack from none other than Mundus, which I believe Dante has a different perspective. I think to a degree Dante blames his father, or maybe Dante thinks his dad was a deadbeat. But given Sparda's legacy, I feel as if Vergil looks at it from a completely different perspective. Now that I'm laying the groundwork for the fact that he has a lot of reverence for his own father, the origin in which his trauma was born from, I can begin to further explain why this scene is extremely powerful to me. And I think it's very powerful to a lot of you guys out there in the series as well. The following reasons I just outlined is what makes this scene so impactful. After losing in battle to his brother, he decides to stay in the underworld, with his reasoning being,
No one can have this, Dante. It's mine. It belongs to a son of Sparda. Leave me and go, if you don't want to be trapped in the demon world. I'm staying. This place was our father's home.
No one can have this, Dante. It belongs to a son of Sparda. He's always giving reverence and honoring his father. Something I'm going to elaborate on here in a bit. Now, after getting back to his feet from his plummet in the underworld, Vergil is met with the presence of not only the source of his deep-seated trauma, but also the man responsible for the death of his late mother, Mundus. Despite his injuries sustained in battle against his own brother, Vergil is still hell-bent on engaging in combat with his mother's killer, which is already a testament to Vergil's courage and strength of character when met with insurmountable odds. But what really makes this scene extremely impactful for myself and many other fans of the series is what he says moments before running into battle. He says the following quote:
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too. Every single time I hear that quote, I get goosebumps, and I'm going to explain why. With Vergil being faced with the odds stacked against him, calling upon the memory of his father and his previous triumph over Mundus provides Vergil with the necessary courage and confidence he needed to charge into battle. I'd also like to highlight a comment that I read that was really impactful for me, and it made the scene that much better. In the scene, you can see Vergil throw away his saya, or his scabbard, as he charges into battle against Mundus. Now, the symbolism behind Vergil throwing away his saya or scabbard actually originates in feudal Japan, where samurais would throw away their sayas when they're embarking on missions that they believed to be missions. Given that Vergil is very well aware of Mundus' level of power, he believed that embarking on this mission was a mission. So that's the neat little symbolism that they showed in Devil May Cry 3 with him throwing away his scabbard before engaging in what Vergil believed to be a fight to the death with Mundus, which makes the scene that much more impactful. He's calling upon the memory of his father for courage and in order to honor him, and he's going into a battle that he believes to be a mission. So he's willing to die in order to avenge his mother, in order to avenge the honor of his father. That makes that scene just that much more impactful. So to whoever wrote that comment, I'm going to try my best to find it and give reference and credence to it. That was a really cool detail, so thank you for that. Now, to further elaborate why I think that quote is super powerful. It's impactful for me for a couple of reasons. One of which being that Vergil's quote is a reflection of his inner child that never stopped loving and looking up to his father. Now, all children grow up wanting to be like their father. So Vergil, when face to face with Mundus, he sees this as an opportunity to live up to his father's legacy, right? Because like we said, his inner child still is kind of stuck in that place where he still looks up to his father and still wants to be like him. Given, hence the quote, if my father did it,
I should be able to do it too.
And another piece of evidence to kind of verify my claims, right, is the theme that we hear in Devil May Cry 3, the background music as he charges into battle against Mundus, is actually Sparda's theme song in Devil May Cry 1.
2 millenniums ago, there was a war between the human world and the other, the underworld. But somebody from the underworld woke up to justice and stood up against this legion alone.
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
So it's these little small details that I love, and these small little details make that scene that much more impactful. Hence, this is like easily in my top 3 favorite scenes in Devil May Cry. And my second reason is that as a man, I personally want to have a positive and lasting impact on my future children. I don't have any children as of right now, but I plan on having children. And seeing how Vergil pays homage to both his father and his legacy is something that I want and value for myself. And as a result, that has a unique way of pulling at my heartstrings, often leaving me with goosebumps. And most times, when I rewatch the scene, I do end up leaving with goosebumps on both my left and right hand. There's just something really impactful about that scene, and I feel as if this was my effort to articulating why that scene has that impact for me and why it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. And it's one of the scenes that cemented my love for Vergil and him being one of my favorite characters of all time. Hopefully I did a good job articulating it in this video. If you guys have other insights as to some of your favorite moments in the series, or other things that you noticed about this scene and how it's like a psychological impact on Vergil and what it says about him on a character analysis basis, I'd love to hear in the comments. Since you've made it to the end of this video, be sure to join our Discord, link in the description, to stay updated on all future uploads and live streams. The like and subscribe button are not only free, but they're also a great way to boost engagement in the algorithm and to get notified on all future uploads on the channel. So be sure to give the like button the strokes and subscribe to the tribe on your way out. Anyways, I'm out, boys. Peace.